Dan Greaves, and you're listening to TLR.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. For anyone out there who has got a sad void in their life, can you tell us who you are and what you do, please?
Yeah, I'm Dan Greaves, known as Discus Dan on Twitter, and I'm an international discus thrower for Great Britain, and I've managed to accumulate some success in my life, coming second in London 2012 and being 3 times world champion and 3 times European champion.
So you're quite good at throwing things then?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Discus has obviously been the specialty, but I've had a few strange requests in the past, like throwing chairs and dinner plates and frisbees and stuff, so I'll just stick to what I know best, really.
What's been your kind of weirdest request? Is that like at parties or when you're out or something?
Yeah, I went to a garden party and they had like a willy wanging contest, which then turned into chairs, so it was quite good fun. A little obscure from the day-to-day job, but yeah.
And how did you get into discus? Have you been doing it for years, or was it just something you kind of always wanted to do?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 17, 18 years now, and it was just at school. I managed to beat all the kids quite comfortably, and fortunate for me, my coach was my PE teacher was a hammer thrower, and also a rugby boy, and because I was quite broad at school, big broad shoulders from swimming, so it just kind of developed from there. He took me to my local club, and then I got a coach, and I'm still with him today, and you know. I guess once you find a love for sport, and it's an individual sport, so all the glory's on you. I've played rugby before, and so it's a bit more of a team sport and shared glory. So I guess you could say I'm a little bit selfish in that way, but once you get a little bit of success, it's hard not to turn down.
Definitely. Do you? What's the kind of training like for discus? Because obviously, you know, for sort of athletes, it's very much like the cardio, the gym, the protein. What's your kind of regime?
Yeah, I mean, in the past, there's been a bit of a joke with throwers, and they've had like great big beer bellies, and you know, they are generally we are bigger athletes, but you know, for me, it's a lot. I do a lot of cardio, do a lot of ab work, but then you know, to throw the thing a long way, you need to be strong, and so we spend a lot of time in the gym. But then also, like throwing a discus it's kind of like an art form, so you have to master it. So I guess in the 18 years I've been doing it, it's been mainly just trying to get the technique right and kind of harness all your strength and kind of prowess in the circle to make sure that you can actually generate all the power through the discus and actually make it fly, because that's one of the hardest things, really.
Do you find that there are days when you're kind of throwing where you almost can't do it? You know, is it one of those sports where it's like you know, you just have like bad runs and you kind of think like, I just can't do this, or is it kind of like a fairly even sport?
Yeah, it's still like that. If you've ever played golf or anyone's played golf, where some days you'll have an awesome round of golf and you'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm like Tiger Woods or something, and then other days you'll just be in the rough or like just sitting here, there, and everywhere. And it's the same with the discus. Like some days it can just fly out easy and effortless, and other days it just goes completely wrong, and it's just like the worst thing ever. Like because you're trying to just train normally, but it's so frustrating at times. So yeah, it's really one of the hardest kind of disciplines to master, really.
And what about your teammates? Is there kind of, do you train together, or do you sort of train alone and then play alone?
Yeah, we've got like a group that we train with. So there's like a couple of girls that have Scottish internationals, and then there's a few younger lads. And then I obviously train in different kind of weights environments. So I train with sprinters, other field eventers in the daytime, and Olympic lifters. So you get like a real mixture of athletes. So we all keep each other pretty much on our toes. So like obviously I can't be being outlifted by some thin runner, so it keeps me on my toes for that. And then they obviously want to get stronger in the future in their sport. So it's kind of a mixed group really. So we do my weights completely separate to my throws group. But then it's kind of cool because I was inspired by a few people in my group, and then as the years have gone on, some of the younger guys are coming in pushing me. So isn't that cool getting old?
Do you? What do you think is like the kind of the most unknown thing about discus as a sport?
I don't know. Good question. I think really just the amount of time and effort you have to put in. I think people see us on TV and throw it, and I think they appreciate how hard it is because they've probably done it at school, but I think really like they don't understand just how much time and effort goes in. Like, I mean, I spent countless hours just out in the field on my own, just throwing it around and just, obviously do some cage work. But it's just that, yeah, I have to be really dedicated and really focused. And I think some people, if they don't kind of, excel in it straight away, will just give it up. So it takes some good mental strength, and I think that's the biggest key. Really, is when it's going well, it goes really well. But when it goes wrong, you need to kind of put it right, and that's the hardest thing.
What about injuries? Is it a kind of sport where you get a lot of injuries, or have you been quite lucky?
Yeah. Well, I've been lucky up until London last year, and I got a hernia just before it. So, but that was just literally, I think, a bit of old age creeping in, and then because you have to be quite strong, so there's a lot of weights and conditioning, and it's a fairly intense and quite fast sport. So for me, I think this is part and parcel of all the years of doing loads of heavy weights, and my body's starting to, not as hold as well together when I was a bit younger. So, but I mean, touch wood, everything will be alright. It's just one of those things. I think when you do sport as intensely, like full time as I do, like say 3 or 4 times a day, at some point your body's going to reject what's going on.
And what about sponsorship? How hard is it to get sponsorship for discus?
It's obviously not as fruitful as sprinting, because that's kind of like the blue ribbon event in athletics. But we're out there for a good couple of hours in the competition, so there's loads of potential on the timeline for being seen by the cameras and being photographed. So it's not too bad. I mean, I'm fortunate to be supported by the likes of Oakley and Adidas. So it's really good. I mean, you just got to get your face out there and kind of like sexy discus up a little bit, because like I said before, sometimes some guys look a little bit out of shape, but they can obviously fit a long way because they're big units. But that's kind of perception has changed now, so there's a lot more like the rugby style boys, so a bit more in shape, and that's kind of like the new era of discus throwing, really.
Do you think you're making discus sexy, Dan?
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's good. Like, it's good to be supported by such big brands as well, and they kind of use us a lot, and it's kind of like one of the original Olympic sports. So I think that's the angle that they use. Pretty much, not just my face.
What about how about like a cheerleading squad? What if I start like a Dan cheerleading squad for when you're throwing?
I think I'd be too distracted from my objectives when I'm in the stadium. So it's that's not cool.
You could wheel us out after you've thrown. You could wheel us out after you've thrown to put everyone else off.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you could like wheel them out in between, so my competitors get distracted, and then you can just kind of go in and cheer like the normal crowd do when I'm throwing, so I'm not too put off.
Do you get a lot of female attention? Do women kind of follow discus?
On Twitter they do, yeah. I'm not sure like how my girlfriend would feel, but no, it's fine. Like, I guess you just get it all the time when you're an athlete and you're in the public eye. So some of them can be a bit crude and a bit stalkerish, but yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
So it's a little bit scary.
Yeah, a little bit scary at times, but no, I think it's part and parcel. It comes with like being in the public eye as an athlete. So
I think it comes with Twitter, though. I mean, I get all sorts of things. I think I was saying to Pam earlier last week. I reached an all-time high on my gifts. Should we call them gifts? I get emailed quite a lot of things as well, and a guy sent. He is sat in a computer screen, and on the computer screen is my picture, and he is pleasuring himself whilst looking at my picture on a screen, and he videoed it and sent it to me. So,
oh my god, what?
I think of all of the things I've been given, that was kind of
it's the one that got to be one of the weirdest things.
I think so. I'm not sure quite what the correct sort of social response to that is, but thank you to whoever sent me that. That was nice. So I think the thing with Twitter is people can feel they know you when they don't. I think it's that weird kind of like you're touchable.
It's hard to draw a line of like boundaries on Twitter, where in real life you can kind of you can say no, and I think people will just accept it. But I think
there's no body language, is there? Because in like when people approach me, I'm quite it's quite obvious I'm not interested. And I think the trouble is on Twitter that you don't. It's that I always think I don't want to be not nice. I don't want to ignore people. I don't want to seem like I think I'm too good to talk to them. And yet, if you do talk to them, you often think, why did I talk to this person? Block. So it's not fun. So what about being a lad? What do you think is a true lad?
True lads just having banter and just having a bit of a laugh. Like there's quite a few of me and my fellow athletes who just we're not lads, but we'll just have fun and like the last thing we normally have like this thing called Nando's Tuesday, so we'll go out and just have a Nando's, like a few of it, and we'll just kind of talk everything but not athletics. And because we're always doing athletics, so at the track, like 2 or 3 times a day, and we see each other, so the last thing you want to like talk about is athletics. So we just go out and we just chill out and talk about everything, like celebrity, like TV, film, just the whole lot really. It's just like,
true lad banter.
Yeah, like and it's just nice. It's a bit more refreshing than just like going home, making dinner, getting ready for the next session the next day and stuff. It's a bit more like I imagine people just do it all the time, but like we just hang out and just talk about all things non-athletics, which is quite refreshing, really.
We have a competition going at the moment, which you can choose to partake in or decline. It's up to you. And it's a short Olympics quiz, and the person who is doing the best at the moment, I think it's you and Thomas, has the most answers. He's a competitive man.
Very competitive, yeah.
So if you want, I can ask you those questions and you can see if you can beat him.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Are you ready? Right, so I'm just loading it now. We're highly technical here. It takes a while. Okay, you have 1 minute in which to tell me as many Olympic cities as you can.
Okay.
Go.
Moscow, London, Sydney, Atlanta, Beijing, Barcelona, Tokyo, LA, Munich, Moscow.
Yeah. You can have Rio. That's all right because that's next year. Well, not next year.
Rio, yeah, Rio next year. Or 2 to 3 years next year.
We both said that now.
Yeah.
We'll edit that bit.
Wishing my life away now. What else is we got London 3 times.
You can have that.
1948,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's not bad. You managed to get 13. That's really not bad. I think Ewan has 20. David has 19.
20?
Yeah.
I'm a geek.
Where was the first Olympics ever held?
Oh, Greece.
Yeah. Can you name 3 Winter Olympic cities?
Nagano.
Mhm.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
Can I have Tokyo that's coming up in a couple of
You can, yeah.
Thank you.
That was good. Okay, and now let me just get the other page up. Sorry, I've got them stored on here. You've got to give me 3. Is it 3? Yeah, 3 Olympic gold medalists from 2012.
Jessica Ennis, Mo Farah, and Greg Rutherford.
Very good. Now you've got to name 3 Paralympians.
David Weir, Johnny Peacock, and Richard Whitehead.
Oh, you see, you've not done bad at all. You've only been beaten on the Olympic cities, so that's.
Oh yeah.
That's What do you think?
You back for that.
I know. you have to swat up. We'll do another one in 6 months, and you'll have to swat up on it. And I'll give you all the questions and not him.
Yeah. Yeah, do it.
He'll go absolutely mental.
He'll hate me forever. He beat me on we did an Olympic rowing test in London, and he beat me on that. That's cool.
He's very. I think it's the mentality, isn't he? He's very, very driven. It's good. Right, and the final one. Let me just get it up. It's just me being really slow. I've pressed the wrong button again. I got a minute. Okay, it's not going to load. There we go. Right, what do you think were the top 10 most watched events on Olympics 2012? As in, who watched the most from TV, sort of thing.
Who or what was?
I'm not phrasing this question well at all because I'm trying to load the page I've just unloaded. Just a sec, sorry. Multitasking fail. The 10 most watched televised Olympic events or like sort of things.
Athletics number 1. Cycling. Track and road. Gymnastics. Tennis is pretty high. Hockey. Swimming. Football.
Right, do you want to know? Okay, the first one was the opening ceremony. The second one was the closing ceremony. The third one was Usain Bolt, 100 metres. The fourth was Mo Farah, 10,000. The fifth was Jessica Ennis. 6 was Tom Daley. 7 was Greg Rutherford. 8 was Usain Bolt, 200. 9 was Mo Farah, 5,000. And 10 was Sally Pearson taking the gold for Australia in the 100 hurdles, which really surprised me, if I'm honest. So, yeah. So there you go. Now you know. Do you feel informed?
I do, yeah. Educated.
If you
work on my cities.
Oh, don't worry. I think that's a pretty hard kind of question, isn't it? Really. If you had to have a T-shirt and wear it all day, and it's got a slogan on it, and it's #something_lad, what would it be?
Discus Lad.
Yeah, Discus Dan Lad. That was an easy one for you.
Discus Dan Lad.
Most people are like,
Yeah, off the top of my head.
Do you have any? You obviously have a lovely girlfriend, so well done. Do you have good work? Do you have any pulling tips for our guys? Like, what do you think would be your top 3?
Read the Game book,
Good old name.
which is a quite good book for. It's got basically everything you need to know as a man trying to pick up women. Be yourself and buy lots of drinks.
Shots lead to relationships.
Yeah.
And sometimes children, so be careful.
Yeah, I'm very careful on that point.
Easy on that one. Do you have any kind of top tips for anyone who's wanting to get into discus throwing? Is there anything that, if perhaps they're at school and they're particularly good at it? To be honest, if you're at school, you shouldn't really be listening to this. I'll be honest now and say.
There's an age limit to maybe the sneaky lads upstairs listen to it on the school's computer. It should be quite funny.
How about if you've got a child that's very good at athletics at an early age? Where should you be taking them? Where should you be guiding them?
I'd go online if you've got you've got a son or daughter that's really excelling at school in any athletics. Just go online and you can catch most of the information at UK Athletics or British Athletics, I think is known now, online. Type that in and then they've got a place where you can type in your area code and find your local club. And that's really cool. So I've got all the contact details there, so they can phone up and get them down there. And there'll be loads of other kids, and I have loads of summer activities on as well. Even if it's like not athletics, they just do everything. And so it's just a great way to get them involved. You make loads and loads of friends and just have a bit of fun and just try everything really. Because I tried everything like long jump, sprinting, hammer, javelin, and discus all at like the youth level, and it just a good bit of fun until you can find their forte in their sport. So it's pretty easy really to get in touch with your local athletics club.
Do you have any charities or anybody you want to mention?
No, I don't. I haven't found like a charity to support yet, but I have been hopefully going to some local hospitals soon and help some terminally ill children, which is I think it's quite close to the heart, and it's nice to inspire young kids that haven't really got the opportunity like that we've had. So
that's
nice to
nice.
support the local hospice and again kind of give some inspiration to some kids that want to see a medal and might never see an Olympic medal in their lifetime. So.
That's fair. See, and he's even a nice person. There you go. That's not going to help your Twitter stalkers. You're aware of that, right? Say something mean. And he's really grumpy and so unapproachable, and don't talk to him. What do you think? What are the people on Twitter who come at you particularly, like maybe say more guys than women? What do they say that kind of like you like hearing? Like I quite like random. I like people who come and have something to say. Something funny or kind of. What's your sense of humour like? What's your thing?
Yeah, it's quite dry. So I like The Office and like Ricky Gervais and like a few like Frankie Boyle was quite funny. But my humour's quite dry, so, and it doesn't really. It's kind of like an awkward humour as well. So like it doesn't quite work on Twitter too much. Sometimes I have to like just a bit more blatant with my jokes or what I'm saying, because sometimes you can't if you're not there, and it's the way I think you ping a joke across sometimes that makes the joke. So it's quite hard when you're typing it and people aren't there. So. Yeah, I like all of that, and like the idiot abroad and stuff like that. That's all kind of like my humour, just like the awkwardness of it, and just like pointing out the obvious, but making it quite funny.
And what about the things that? Is there anything on Twitter that really annoys you? Like James was saying, he doesn't like the positive quotes. How to live your life.
I'd say the same. I think it's just more people that just kind of like just brush my teeth and just going to bed and night or people like that, just who there's no need to know that you're going to bed or like you just brush your teeth or you just sit down to a nice dinner and stuff like that. I think it's just those people that will just tweet for the sake of tweeting, where I prefer someone that would like speak their mind and just kind of be a bit more informative but like funny with it rather than just being a little bit boring. So I've followed quite a few people that have done that. So.
There you go. Don't be boring if he follows you. No pressure. You want to be funny, entertaining, not too crude.
Think about the pressure of me trying to be funny now.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? You think, what am I going to say?